And we are live on the internet. Hello, world. I'm Big D, the Game Craft Dragon. Sitting next to me is the Plague Child. Lady D is not here tonight. She's got important things to do. Apparently more important than me.
Yes, her child is more important.
Yes, I would agree. All right, so live. Howdy. What a week. I mean, had a shame. No shame in my game. I just happen to like me and wear a hat. What is up, my boys? How are we, gang? So, been a busy week. Today marks my 5th day working remotely. I was one of those essential workers that was being kept in the office until last week, Tuesday, and then, starting Wednesday, starting Wednesday last week, I went remote, and I've been remote for a week. So I have been at this bench for the last 7 days. I've gotten a lot done. Let's be honest. I love my bench.
I've been stuck home for 3 weeks.
So let's talk about what's on the bench.
I got my plague. I got my Necrons today.
Got their Necrons box came in the mail today. So they are building. What are you building?
Currently I'm building the Immortals.
Okay, so group of Immortals.
And then
Plague Child, Lady Dragon is apparently surprised to see you. I need a co-host since I don't have the lovely Lady Dragon with me because she has abandoned me. Plague Child will stay with me.
Shut up! I have curly hair.
You have curly hair that's not brushed.
It actually is brushed.
It's not brushed.
Yeah, it is.
No, you did this. That's not brushed.
This afterwards because.
Ragamuffin.
Would you rather have kept it all messy?
Heinrich, hello. Yes, I know you're a big fan of the Necrons, and Plague Child is actually as well. Was like, I want to do Chaos, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then finally saw the Necrons and like, whoa, and really fell for them. Which was unfortunate because they were the next army I was going to build. But we kind of have a rule in the house. Since you're doing them, I'm not doing them. But now that Plague Child's not doing Chaos Marines, all those Chaos Marines I had went into the dip, and they're scrubbed, and I am painting them.
I'm also experimenting, trying to turn the Warriors little slide-ins blue.
We got a clear glaze that's blue that we're going to try and glaze over.
Soulstone blue.
Using Soulstone blue to glaze those green rods blue. Oh my goodness, I know that's Freak. I'm sorry to hear that, Freak. Yeah, yeah, dental surgery. He had a yanker, just yoink, came right out. They're literally called Immortals. How much more proof? Because that's where he works, Lady D.
Like, they literally come back. All the Necrons literally have a reanimation protocol, which really makes it frustrating for other people when they're playing against.
So, that's what you have on the table. And Lady D has some stuff on the table, but Lady D's not here, so she did nothing.
I saw the back fucking Necrons, and I looked at the molds.
You found the open Armageddon dust and realized it's the basement. Yeah, it is. How could you not do that? Kaiju, what is up? What's up? So I am working on orc stuff. I have the terrain from my Speed Freaks box that I've got primed, and I've got I'm doing a painting technique that I actually learned from Midwinter Minis. I'm making speedy, dirty-looking orcs. So I really like this technique. I did it already on one figure. I haven't based him yet, but I have finished my Def Dredd. And the Def Dredd has come out absolutely beautiful using this technique. So I'm very, very pleased with this guy. I just got to get him on his base, and then he will be done.
Right before I can execute all other, his arm is going to come off.
But he's, it's a beautiful boy. That technique really worked out well. I'm actually really proud of it. I've been using this technique. I'm kind of shocked at how well it came out. There's a lot more color depth than I was expecting, and it came out really, really well. I'm working on my tutorial of my urban base I'm doing for you guys. So I'm doing a bunch of urban bases. Since the orc box I got last week, Tuesday, is completely done. It's built. They're all primed. He's done, and a couple of them figures are mostly done, but they're not on bases, so I don't have them marked in the done. I don't have them marked in the done pile. I also finished my towel. Can you hand me that box, the green box in the middle, straight forward?
Oh, that one.
I forgot that I put them out on my Instagram, but I had gotten a box of towel and I built them real quick, and then I was doing them in white, and I got up through the grays. And I decided that I kind of liked the really pale gray, and I didn't want to go with gray with some purple. And then highlighted them. Yes, I am going Death Skulls. I love the Death Skulls. My whole army is based on the idea of either being is Death Skulls all the way. Although I'm thinking about putting in a single detachment of not evil sons, bad moons. I'm thinking about putting in a big shooty unit, with a war boss with a custom shooter and a couple 20 spots of shooter boys that are all shooter boys, and then make them evil bad moons. But mostly I'm playing Death Skulls. I love the Death Skulls. I've always kind of liked the bright blue. But yeah, these Tau, I only got these for Kill Team, and I really ended up liking the gray. And then I found that Gene Stealer Purple with that gray ended up being a really nice combo color, and they made a really nice unit. So these are the only Tau I've got that are mine. They're the only ones I'm probably going to do. I don't see me buying any more Tau or getting any more Tau. I'm having a Kill Team's worth. I might get a pack of Pathfinders to go in there just so I have some other choices, but this is pretty much going to be it for my Tau. Not that I don't like them, but I got enough other armies in the list. Just quick check in the chat here.
It's being weird.
What's being weird?
No, just the feet are being weird. So I'm trying to get it stable.
Well, you just gotta hold it and blow on it. So yeah, I mean, it's that's basically been on the table. I got a big box of bases I'm working on. I got a bunch of guys I'm working on. I'm working on some terrain. I'm working on 3 videos at once. I've got an orc terrain video that I'm working on. I've got a orc basing video, or I should say my urban basing material I'm working on. An urban basing video. I'm finally, because I'm home all the time, I'm finally getting to the gate for the Imperial Fortress. A lot of stuff going on. So, but it's pretty good. I mean, I've got hobby materials. The worst thing I have is I'm worried about certain colors of paint I'm going to run out of. Like I'm using specifically, I really love Vallejo's flat blue. That is the blue I have. So I'm thinking I can get more through Amazon. I also need to get some Vallejo oily steel or lead belcher, one or the other. It's the same color, but I don't have any lead belcher except for my airbrush, which makes it a little thin and like a little too thin. And I really like the oily steel. So with no hobby stores being open, I might have to make an Amazon run. Ugh. Quick note, don't order models through Amazon right now. They're not coming for a month. I was thinking about ordering something as I figured, well, they've got stock sitting there. They ain't got no stock. I found some third-party sites that I had to directly go through to get the Necrons that I got for the Plague Child here. So, I'm worried about running out of models before this entire quarantine is done. Because right now, I mean, we're looking at very real possibility that the entire month of April is going to be in quarantine. Yeah. So, yeah. 2 big box sets. What are we talking about for box sets? Box sets of what?
Box sets of paints.
Oh, the box sets of paints, yeah. Your job's not for to work on. Hey, you know, if you got an extra knight lying around, I'd happily add another knight to my army. Oh, you want me to do one for you, though, I'm thinking. Well, that's not going to happen. Although, if you want some stuff assembled, dude, bring it on by. You can send me 50 Marines. I'd take them. I don't know, I'd send them back. Can't help you there. I don't paint other people's figures. It's weird that way. If I paint like a figure for somebody, I'm going to paint like a single model. I'm going to do it up special, and I'm going to give it as a gift. That's just me. I'm weird that way because, like, you know, I have one model in my entire army that someone else painted, and I'm really proud of that model. I really love that model. Thank you, Mythos. But it's literally the only model. I actually, when I came in third at a kill team tournament, the prize I won in third place is for someone to paint a kill team. They have a couple semi-pro painters and a pro painter there, and like, hey, man, if I had 140 Marines, I can't even tell you what I do. I'd rather paint. I mean, I'm lucky I can get my primer cheap and at a hardware store that's open. I actually do have more models. I didn't want to break in. I got stuff I got to paint first. I mean, I got a lot of stuff. I'm in a real orky mood, so I've been cranking on these orcs. The bikes are almost done. I was in a build mode for a few days there. I mean, I was really cranking on building, and kind of naughty of me because I really should be. Everybody's good, meaning Warmite. Good to see you, buddy. See, because you were here earlier, but my Death Skull's Death Dredd is done. I just got to get him on his base. Wow, yeah, buddy, that is my boy. And I purposely didn't use the big skull-headed face because I want to use it on some kit bash that I've got coming. I've got a kit bash truck coming that I'm going to be turning into an orc truck, and I want to put that right on the front hood. So, and I should be getting those in a couple weeks. I got a bunch of stuff coming from Russia that's going through customs now, and then once it clears customs, it'll be shipped across the states to me. I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. The Robo Gear, just the Robo Gear figures, just gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Be a lot of fun to paint and orc up, and that's what I'm getting it all. I'm getting it all to orc it up. I'm going to turn one into a DACA jet, one into a Wazbum blast jet, one into an orc truck, and another one into. I'm thinking a Gorkanaut. I'm thinking the walker, actually the bigger walker that I'm getting in the set is going to be a Gorkanaut. If it's not big enough, it's going to be a Def Dredd, but the impression I got on the size, it should. Can you take the dog out, please?
I'm trying to set it down without messing it up. Can you hold it?
Sure.
Just make sure that the legs don't come out of place. I put quite a bit of glue there too.
Yep.
Stabilize it.
La 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 la. Yeah, orc stuff. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Those stuff from Robo Gear. I mean, I want to get. I kind of want to. There's a pack I can get for like $50 here in the States. With shipping, it'll be like 65. But it would literally be a mountain of plastic. I just kind of need Lady Dragon to say, yes, you can get it, sweetheart, and I'm gonna order it. I really want to, but I'm trying to resist it, but I'm not trying to resist it that much. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I'm going to see what I got. I mean, this stuff is really cool looking. I mean, it's just, it's a solid plastic. It's got lots of bits and lots of gun options. And I'm going to have a bunch of figures left over that aren't completely at all usable for 40K. So, I'm actually thinking about using them. There's a couple boys and girls clubs in my area that I've really thought about, maybe volunteering some time with, and honestly going and doing like a painting class and take a bunch of these figures because they're not going to cost me anything, and give these kids a chance to paint something. So the Guitar Noise Marine. You mean the Guitar Noise Marine? You mean this guy? This guy that I'm really want to build, but I don't know what I'm going to use them for. I just want to build them and maybe use them for a competition. And here's the thing, Kaiju, you can thank Commodore. Commodore gave that to me because he saw me drooling over the thing, and I did some nice stuff for him. And he's like, you know what, Big D, thank you so much. You're awesome. And he gifted it to me. Again, Commodore, is you finally gonna paint that guy? Yeah, I'm gonna get to that guy. I'm honestly struggling with the paint scheme. Because I don't want to paint him like he's there on the box. But I got a kind of a neat idea. Yeah, that was the thing. You're exactly where I was thinking about it. I actually thought about painting him up literally to look like Gene Simmons. Actually, my honest to goodness thought about it. But then after I thought about it, I'm like, that's a little overdone. So then there's some thought for me doing him up like a beefcake from Guar. So So I've got a couple ideas. I'm still working on a couple ideas back and forth. So yeah, I mean, bench is full. I'm happy. I got plenty of stuff. It's been a busy couple of weeks. That's a lot of sprue. And I'm putting the sprue to use for one of the tutorials I'm working on. I'm actually keep your sprue, guys. Keep your sprue. Don't throw it away. I'm going to show you a cool way to use it. She's talking about what is it? It's Epic Tauren Chieftain or Tauren Shaman. It's the band. that's in World of Warcraft. I forget the name of the band. It's like Epic Torn Chieftain or something like that. But they're a band in World of Warcraft. We're a big Warcraft. We used to be really big World of Warcraft players. So it's actually how I met my wife. So some fond memories of online gaming. All right. So let's move forward with the news. You'd think with everything being closed, it'd be a slow news week. And yet it wasn't. And yet it was. So, I mean, the first news is that, they did half. They did half. Why did you change your top? Okay, fine. It's all you. So, all right. Let's get back to this. They did half of their reveals, supposedly. Lead 70. Yeah. See, here's the thing. They gave up exactly, supposedly, half of the reveals that they're supposed to do at Adepticon. They did them online. And if this is half of the biggest reveals ever, I'm underwhelmed. Like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of... No, actually, I disagree with you on that one. We'll get to that one. I'm disappointed that it's like half... If this is half of the biggest release ever, or the biggest news, like, oh, well, okay. Big, yeah. I mean, okay, let's talk about it. They got a whole bunch of stuff coming out for Lord of the Rings. I'm going to be blunt. Who cares? I mean... I honestly know exactly one person that I've seen buying and painting and building Lord of the Rings figures, using them to use them in the Age of Sigmar for Free March or whatever, the city guilds. So they're not even used for Lord of the Rings. Does anybody out there that's in the channel right now, does anybody actually know anybody that plays the Lord of the Rings war game? Because, I mean, the models are great, but I don't see it. I don't see the appeal of it. Maybe it's me. I just don't see the appeal of playing an ongoing war game based on it when you've got Age of Sigmar and 40K. I don't see it. I know people that are fans of the franchise that are buying the models to paint them and just put them on their shelf. But that's it. And they're, just trying to keep that license going. But who cares? I mean, okay. So that would chuck that one. Let's move to the next. We got to see the Lion. The Primarch as a figure. Lionel Johnson as a Primarch in 30K. Who cares? Oh, God. They are still milking this 30K thing. And don't get me wrong. 30K is great. 30K is wonderful. 30K is fun. If that's your thing. With all the hype they put into this, I was hoping they were going to release, Lion, he's got a new figure for 40K. We're finally getting some backup. I don't care if it's for the Dark Angels. I don't care who it's for. Just give us a second Primarch on the good guy side, for crap's sake. No, he's for 30K. Okay. It's a great looking model. It's a really great looking model. Okay. I can't get excited about 30K. I've tried. I really have tried. But it's basically a specialty game based on another property that to really get into it, you have to pay 3 to 4 times the amount for expensive models. Just a squad of regular dudes is 2 times the price of regular dudes. No. And they're more limited in what they can do, and the rules are more complicated. And I like 8th edition. I like modern 40K. I know there are people that love 30K. My buddy Jason is a big 30. He's trying to run a 30K narrative tournament as soon as everything gets back up, and I'm all for it. But more of the 30K models need rules in 40K in 8th edition, and they need to be more easily accessible rather than have to buy all these extra books. So I'm not a fan of Forge World on a whole. So is what it is. They released the newest warband, the Scions of Flame for Warcry. Well, it's about time. They're great. They actually look really great. I really like that warband. It's probably a warband I'll pick up. They're very cool. I love Warcry as a game. I think Warcry is a really fun specialty game. It got me more into Age of Sigmar. I was kind of on the Age of Sigmar. Lady Dragon wants the Scions of Flame. I see we're going to have that argument. Actually, we won't, because I'm going to give them to her, and she's going to paint hers up as this hot flame, and I'm going to get mine up, and I'm going to do mine on ball in warp flames. It's going to be shades of green flame, so it'll all be good. Nope. We'll probably get 2 boxes of, so that she doesn't nice set, because she's been saying she's wanted them from the beginning, and I've wanted them from the beginning. They look really great. So, okay, I'm hype about the Scions of Flame. The Scions of Flame look great. They really do. Fabulous Bill has a new model. And with Machine War, no, not Machine War. It's the one after that. He's going to be there. The final book apparently is going to have a whole bunch of stuff. That's going to have stuff for the Fabius Bile and for the Death Guard and for the Talons of the Emperor and hype, big hype. The Fabius Bile figure is astounding. I know there's a couple people that don't like his face. I love it. I love his face. I love the fact that his face looks old and gnarled, and he's got a big honking potato for a nose, and he's just this old, sick-looking dude. I love it. I absolutely love this figure. He's one of the oldest people in the Imperium that's still walking around. That's not a freaking Primarch. He should look old and gnarled and nasty, and I love the figure. So I don't know which. I mean, I don't know what's. Go turn the first. You're gonna get you. Got it. I don't know if I'll get him. I will get him. I don't know if he's gonna be able to be. I want to see his rules, because it may make me adjust the Chaos Army I'm building. Because if he's got to be in a specific faction, or in a specific army, or depending on how he works. So I want to see his new rules. Will, what do you think of this guy?
I like his face.
Yeah, Will likes the face.
And figure.
Will's really into these Necrons over here, so Will's hobbying hardcore. Yeah. Well, they knew your name from there. Zane called you Will.
I know. Oh yeah, I haven't told.
Yeah. So. Will Zane wants to see a Necron. Should be dry by now.
A finished one or one I'm working on?
Here's a Necron that Plague Child has just put together. They are hard at work with these brand new figures. I'm very proud of them with the level of effort they're putting into.
If you're wanting to see a painted one.
And they did finish their previous set, which is why they've been given a second set to work on. So really did a really nice job. I mean, like I said, I'm really proud of the work. Plate Child put a lot of extra effort to really get the blues down. So that is a paint. See, paint. Doing shades of blue. Like I said,
I have better pictures of it on my Instagram. But...
yeah. If you go to Plague Child Instagram, they're on the Instagram.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's one of the reasons why Plague Child's going to be using Soulstone Blue to cover the green gauze tubes on their Necron Warriors, because they really want to go with this blue tone. I might see if I can pick up. I know it's possible to get rod that's blue, because I know people that do replacement colors. So I might look and see if they've got the styrene rods in the blue, so we don't have to go through the extra paint scheme. So we'll have to take a look at that, because I don't know if that's going to make them really much thicker or whatnot. That might be a problem. I'm just
that's why I was thinking a couple thin coats might work.
Yeah.
That's why I was going to test it on some of the sprue.
So we'll do that. And then finally, talking about the big releases, the new High Elf releases. Now, I know some people, apparently Commodore is one of them, does not like Mountain Cow. I love Mountain Cow. I think Mountain Cow is an awesome looking figure.
It was really busy.
It's also huge. It's like this tall. Yeah, they really are. I mean, Age of Sigmar is kind of known to be like super busy.
I think I'm also kind of used to the Slanesh, which there's very parts of them that are quite bare.
Yeah.
So, what faction is it? Not faction.
Bullpup wears no green rods. Well, there it is. So, Mountain Cow.
Confusing.
Alarith, Spirit of the Mountain. Oh, hi. Hi, Phoenix. Yeah, no, Mountain Cow. Let's see. There's Abenlore. All the new Elven models, to me, look beautiful. The more they show the new elves, the less interest you have. That's sad. Because the more they show them, the more I'm like, I don't need another faction.
It keeps clogging.
Yeah. So I mean, that's
really cool.
That's the old figure.
That's the old figure.
That's the old version, and that's the new version. I mean, the old figure was cool looking.
The coat hasn't really.
A little bit.
It's become a little more detail oriented. It's also a little bit lagging.
Yeah. Well, it's. Yeah. A little, but no, it's okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have the face thing anymore.
No, it doesn't have the face thing anymore.
But
instead, it's got a head now over here on the belt.
Yeah, which I think is cooler.
Yeah.
Because the face just.
Yeah, the new Fabulous Bill is fabulous. I want this figure.
That's really cool.
Well, and that's the thing, Commodore. If you don't use the spirit, it's still a great army. I mean, you don't have to use the gigantic spirit dudes. It's, I don't know. To me, it's a good thing. War of the Spider. That's the one that's coming. It's the Talons of the Emperor, which is the Custodes and the Sisters of Silence, the Assess, Death Guard, and the Agents of Bile. I wonder how that's going to look at the Agents of Bile. I'm actually really... The Stone Guard guys were weird, too. You know what? Honestly, about the Elf, the one figure I had my concern about is the Elemental Wizardly dude. Because it's top-heavy. That thing is going to be knocked over like that. I mean, it's like that needs to be on at least a 60. That needs to be on a 60 that I'm going to stick like a 2-pound washer underneath them, because I think it's just going to get knocked over like crazy on the table. There is my one complaint. I gotta say, that is the one complaint I have about Games Workshop lately. The more these figures that they do, they're really trying to do these thin, spindly looking bits on stuff. And the more thin and spindly they get, the easier they're making it for Belisarius Call. Man, he's got like 3 or 4 cabley bits that while I was building him, one of them I was cutting it free from the sprue, and one of the cables snapped.
The Necrons, they're like little connection thing. There's little cables, and they've nearly snapped a couple times. They get stretched really easily. And I had one that the blade snapped off because of the thin piece connecting it.
Yeah.
And when I was doing my Chaos Marines, my Emperor's Children, one of the hammers or axes snapped in half because of the like hilt really thin.
Yeah, so I mean, because like I know one of the things people complain about, I heard a lot of complaints about. There is a ranger character in the Blackstone Fortress box set, and she's this elven ranger with a sniper rifle, or she might be a human sniper, I don't know, but she's thin and spindly and has a long spindly gun, and it has this long spindly bits on a figure, and she's got like 6 or 7 spots. They have like 6 or 7 spots that just easily snap when just building the figure. So yeah, and it brings up to buy a new one, and no, that's called I'm drilling it out and pinning it with a freaking piece of coat hanger. I'm not even gonna bother with that. There are a few parts of the Banshees that did not survive the building phase. You got us some of these. Yeah, and I love it all, dude. Nom nom. I'm gonna eat you. And beep boop, I'm so cute is over there in the box. I mean,
yes, and we're happy with being heretics,
dude. Look at this happy little drone. Beep, beep, boop. I'm so cute.
Front, he actually looks really happy.
Beep, beep, boop. I'm so cute. Look at him. He's the cutest little drone ever.
It was kind of like a little like bunny.
Yeah. There's a lot. I'm noticing lag on the stream. I keep getting notices. It's probably. Yeah. No, it's just. Unfortunately, I think that might be originating from.
Yeah, we know.
The funny thing was I did that the first time and showed it to Lady Dragon, and that was what I said to her, and she was like, I don't know, but yeah, it looks kind of like a Pokemon bot, so we may have to do that. Beep beep boop. I'm so cute.
I'd be pleased with that.
Oh, doing a happy little shield drone. I dig it. That's actually a great idea. But I will.
No.
Yeah, unfortunately, I know where Lady D is right now. She's in another live stream because they're doing it as a build to order, and you can order it, and it's a lieutenant, and it's a pretty cool looking lieutenant. It's very definitely a very Space Marines lieutenant, or I shouldn't say Space Marines, the Ultramarines lieutenant.
No use to me.
Yeah, it's cool. If you look at the order form for it, no, it's a new one. It's a brand new one from this year, as I understand it. It's the brand new guy they were doing for this year. As I understand it, I could be wrong. I didn't go to last year, but here's the thing. They even put in the notice is that you can order it now. It's the only thing you can order on their website right now because they're not delivering it till October. So $35 USD for a single lieutenant that you're pre-ordering now
for months,
and you're not going to see it for 6 months. That sounds like a Kickstarter to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, no thanks. So like I said, I mean, I was super hyped and super excited and everything for the last like 2 weeks worth of Warhammer. And I keep getting lagged. But we're gonna get more releases next week, Saturday. We're gonna get more releases next week, Saturday again.
Even though I don't play Emperor anymore, I still don't play them.
No, I don't hate the Ultra Smurfs. I love the Ultra Smurfs. Everybody talks crap about the Ultra Smurfs. I like the Smurfs. If I wasn't doing Space Wolves, when I came back last year into 40K, I almost went Ultramarines. I'm like, starting over completely. You know, this might be a good time to go Ultramarines. Dude, they have a Primarch. You can build and paint a Primarch for their army. I'm gonna tell you right now, that just in and of itself, that small fact was almost enough to get me to start playing Ultramarines. I've always loved the Ultramarines. I've never understood. I have honestly never understood all the hate the Ultramarines get. I love them. I love the Ultramarines. They're cool. They're this Roman Legion-esque dudes that are like, these are the forefront. These are the tip of the sword guys of the Empire. I think they're awesome.
I hate them because I don't like Marine.
Oh, yes, my Imperial Guard army. Well, you've seen the vehicles. The rest of the army is actually in a box down here. It's
Somewhere.
No, it's this box right here.
Oh, it's underneath
It's
stuff though.
that white box there. No, that's how much it's in there. There's 80 infantrymen plus 2.
I think it's underneath stuff though.
Yeah, it's I've got a huge. That's what I'm saying. I don't think I'm going to run on a vehicle of figures. I honestly think at this point I might be worried about running out of paint. If we can't get a hobby place open up in the next month, like I said, I'm running low. I have airbrush paints, but I am virtually out of lead belcher, which I need. I'm virtually out of lead belcher. I have one bottle of blue, and I need this for my orcs. I'm doing my my Imperial Guard in contrast. So I've got their contrast paints that I'm not using. I've got those sitting aside. But I'm afraid I'm going to run out of those too. I mean, I do have a lot of it. I have a lot of guard to do. Yeah, and that's the biggest problem because once everything opens up, there's going to be a mad dash on paints. So that you can get from some other third-party retailers or a hobby store that is also something else. Like I've been able to get a lot of my craft supplies from a essential retailer because they sell more than just craft supplies. They sell craft supplies, school supplies, art supplies, and whatnot. So they've got a wider range. So they're going to stay open. They've been named a essential business, so they're open. But they don't carry Vallejo paints. They don't carry Vallejo paints, and nobody carries Citadel paints. But I'm okay with Vallejo.
My brother's more likely to become the craft supplies than me, because at least I paint with him.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I mean, I was thinking about gonna see if I could go to Hobby Lobby because I figured if Michael's is staying open, maybe Hobby Lobby will. And then it was literally on the news that the cops went to the door of Hobby Lobby and said, "Close your damn doors, you're closed." And it's like, here's the thing. Apple Barn paints and Craft Smart and the other craft paints, I use them. I do use them. I just don't use them on minis.
Terrain.
I use them for terrain all the time. I constantly use them for terrain. I don't think they're good for minis. And that might be just be a me thing, but I haven't liked it when I've tried using them. Although I've heard some ways to thin them down to try, and if I get desperate, I may have to go that route. But I know where I can get some more Vallejo paints, at least online. And if I can get my hands on a pack of Vallejos, I should be good. There's a couple specific Citadel colors I'm worried about. And luckily, I don't worry about basing materials because I got a couple extra boxes of bottles of basing materials for certain armies because I want to do them all the same. So I have enough material if I end up doing any more wolves. Not that I don't have 3 packs of wolves to do. But I'm actually more worried about. I'm not worried about it because I'm an old school crafter. I don't mind using sand and flock, and that's actually the plan for my. That's actually the plan for my Imperial Guard. On me, sand and flock. So. No, I wouldn't use the rib cage. Too hard to get clean. Finger bones, though, no problem. You got pinkies. You don't need them.
Yes, I do, actually.
You don't play a trumpet. You don't need no pinkies.
Excuse me, but I do need them. This is a whole stuff. He doesn't need this. He's just here.
Ray's going to be gone in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
He will be free of me, and you will become the subject of my abuse.
No, after Ray, it's Mom downstairs, and then me.
She brings an income.
If you're gone, I'll bring an income because I'll work. She's the only reason I'm not working.
So yeah, hobby stuff is not as fancy like this. Like I said, I've got sprues that will be turned into cool looking stuff really soon, which is silly to think about, but I'm going to be building stuff with sprues. And I have a source for all the modeling glue in the world I could need, so I can get modeling glue just like that. So I mean, we'll make do. I mean, if I run out of models, then we're just going to start making a whole ton of terrain. I've got plenty of terrain ideas. Yeah, we're not there yet. We got room to go. We got room to go.
I don't even know if it'll still be like that in that month.
So that's the thing. This is the more this gets talked about, the more this sounds like the new normal. The company I work for is already talking about, well, how well is this working? How is our productivity? Is our productivity good? If our productivity is good, will having people work from home drive down costs? So there is a lot of thought that potentially come the lifting of the quarantine, that there's a lot of my company that's not going to be going back in offices.
You're probably going to, but
and they're going to be trying to save money on real estate costs by reducing the footprint. Now, if my company is thinking that, I can only guess how many other companies are thinking about that. And that got me, how different is the new normal going to be after this all is done? And how long is this going to go on? Is it going to be 2 weeks? You know, are we going to be back to normal by Easter, like the president wants? Or
no?
Are we going to be end of April and beginning of May, like a lot of experts are talking about?
Yeah.
Or are we going to be doing what the alarmists are saying and say we're not going to be back to a non-quarantine state until June or July?
I feel like it's more likely that it'll be like May, but not quite June.
Yeah, I mean, Texas...
June just seems very extreme, and since people are already working really hard on it...
Yeah, but we've already got more deaths in the United States than we had. We have more people dead from coronavirus. Weird and annoying fact. We have more people dead by the coronavirus in the United States now than were killed by 9/11. That was the greatest tragedy in American history. So what's that tell you?
Greatest man-made tragedy.
I mean, what does that say? That's kind of crazy. So like you're talking April 30 for Texas. Already been talked about. Our governor was talking about May 1st. Reddit's been talking about like crazy. California is talking about mid-May.
I know when it comes to schools, they've talked about it going past the school year, and the rest of school is probably going to be online.
Yeah.
People's graduation might be online, or they might just mail people's diplomas. It's scary.
Yeah, it's so. In that thought, what is that going to mean for the hobby? Because this hobby really involves people getting in groups and playing. And it's kind of hard to get together and play a game like this when you're under quarantine.
At least we're in like a household that there's multiple people.
Yeah, I have a household, but here's the thing. How are you going to get new figures? Right now, it's almost impossible to get new figures.
Yeah. With the speed that you do it?
Well, I mean, I still got a bunch of stuff to build, but that's not the point. It's like, this is, what is going to become the new normal? I mean, what is going to become the new normal for this hobby? And how much will this affect us? I mean, Games Workshop is currently closed down. They are a massive company with worldwide reach, and they've closed all of their retail locations worldwide. They've closed their manufacturing locations. They've closed their distribution locations. They've closed their main headquarters. They are under a self-imposed full self-quarantine. So yeah.
Looting time.
I mean,
as long as people don't get back up, we're good.
Here's the thing. It's seriously, it's like, what is this going to do to the normal of the game? This is considered prime time for the determining of the new year's worth of meta. This Adepticon is where the new meta starts to form for the year.
Okay, starting like this.
And there was no Adepticon. There's no tournaments going on right now. Nobody's playing. And it's not just Warhammer. There's no gaming going on right now. You're not seeing anything competitive happening right now that's not a video game.
Here's another mistake on the instructions. They were like Tesla carbines. Those aren't Tesla carbines. That's a picture of Deathmark. We have counted 2 mistakes on this instruction.
And that's the newer instruction book. Yeah, it happens. So, in that vein, one of the things I actually want to highly recommend to my friends, and I don't really believe that I'm actually suggesting this, but I'm going to suggest it. There is a game out there. called Tabletop Simulator. And people have done modifications and created the models in 3D so that you can play Warhammer 40K, the tabletop version of Warhammer 40K, virtually online against other people across the internet.
Tabletop Simulator.
Tabletop Simulator, yeah. Now, my son bought it for me, so because he's planning to move to Georgia, and he wanted to get it so he and I could play, because he's realized he actually does like playing the game. He just doesn't want to build or paint miniatures at all.
Yeah.
He just has no interest. He loves list building. He loves building armies and putting them on the table and rolling dice. He cannot get his head or any level of enjoyment out of building and painting.
Well, I like it.
I don't get that, but I'm not him. And that's okay. So we got Tabletop Simulator so that he and I can play. And it looks really well. It works really well. I mean, list building worked really well. Go eat dinner, Zane, before I censure you.
Enjoy your food.
Except he's not a heretic, Zane. And you are. You're a heretic. We know this.
Aren't we heretics?
No. All praise the
all
praise the four-armed emperor.
To be a heretic, don't you have to have faith?
Later, Zane. Hit that like button. Hit that like button before you leave, Zane. I'm trusting you. So yeah. I'll be honest, I'm a little worried. I'm not going to walk away from the hobby, but I'm wondering how many people are. You know, I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping once this whole thing gets lifted, you're going to see the game explode because people are just dying.
Well, by the end of this, I should have my whole entire army built, so.
And
painted.
Yeah, you know, you make a good point. Play-by-mail chess was a thing. A little more difficult with Warhammer 40K, but I mean, that's literally what Tabletop Simulator is. It's literally...
We do it through email or text.
Yeah, it's literally... It's Warhammer 40K online. It's you build a table, you take your figures, you grab them, you move them, you grab them, you move, and you play your game.
Yeah.
And you even roll dice. It's like playing on a virtual table. It's really cool. I'm thinking we're going to see the opposite. I'm thinking personally, I think once we get the ban gets lifted or you're going to see an explosion. You're going to see people come flying out of their houses. People come flying out of their houses to play. I'll be honest with you, Commodore, that was honestly one of my first thoughts. I honestly believe hey Al, I honestly believe we're either going to see a bunch of hobby prices skyrocket, or you're going to see a lot of major companies run sales as soon as this is over to try and draw people back in, because there is a worry that people have found something else while everything was closed up, and they don't need, quote unquote, need the hobby anymore. So I also think you're going to see, if they don't get themselves back open as quickly as possible and get their production ramped up to 11, I think they're going to see a market share drop to whoever does. And I think that's going to be a big reason why you're going to see a lot of sales, except for GW, because GW never puts anything on sale. But I think you're going to see a number of model companies, a number of hobby companies, a lot of gaming companies do massive after the quarantine sales. I mean, honestly, if you go through Drive-Through RPG, there's a lot of companies that have been doing sales during the quarantine to give people stuff to do, to play via Tabletop Simulator or play via Roll20. I think you may see that because people are going to be worried, companies are going to be worried that they're going to lose their market share by whoever can strike first and strike hottest after this all breaks up. And I think that's going to be an interesting thing to keep an eye on. I think you're going to see, once this all lifts, I honestly think you're going to see GW for the first, say, 6 months go with a very aggressive production cycle. I think you're going to see them really push hard to put lots of new models out there because new models always sell well. And that's how they're going to make sure they don't lose any market share. Talking to a few of my friends that are still in the gaming industry, I know of at least one other publisher that is already talking to it's more of a book gaming publisher, but I know of at least one gaming company that is already talking to its printers, telling them that they're going to be upping their orders, and not in volume, but their production schedules being moved up. That instead of them doing, one book every 2 months, or one book every 3 months, they're looking to do the next 2 years worth of production by the end of the year.
Wow.
The buddy of mine was talking to me about it. He's like, and their printer's like, well,
we are currently interrupting somebody's live stream to say hello for you guys, to for some people to actually tell Angelina happy birthday.
Hi, Victor.
Hello, happy birthday. So my youngest, Angelina, is in California.
Yes, I just decided to interrupt the live stream just for you.
So, like I said, it's going to go one of two ways. I'm seeing a lot of the bigger publishers the bigger producers going to go that route to try aggressively use this period after the quarantine to try and really slam home their market share and very potentially try and get a bigger chunk of the pie. So Arizona's at mandatory stay-home too now, huh? Yeah. It's getting out there, my friend. Like I was saying earlier, it was all over the news because local police department had to go to the Hobby Lobby in one of the suburbs of Milwaukee and forcibly tell them to close the doors and close up shop, that they are not an essential business and they do not need to be open.
They are essential.
Only reason to me Hobby Lobby was essential is because it's where I buy my airbrush supplies and they sell Vallejo by the bottle there. So, to me. I can go to Walmart and get my brushes, so I'm good. I mean, I've got enough airbrush materials, and I really love that Vallejo blue. It's such a beautifully rich blue. Oh.
I'm starting on my death. I'm working on my death marks now.
All right, folks. So we got
Immortals are done.
about 20 minutes left in the stream.
Oh wow, it's gone by quickly.
What are your thoughts? I mean, GW already trolled us by giving us the YLion, except he gave it to us for 30K. But we're getting Fabulous Belt. What do we think? What do we think now that we know that there's a bunch more releases coming out this following Saturday? And it was supposed to be part of the biggest release ever. What are we hoping to see? What are we hoping to see Saturday? What are you hoping to see Saturday? Can order Vallejo through Micromark. See, this is why I love my brother. He knows all the great trade secrets. I have to go through Micromark.
I'm having trouble.
Just take it slow. Don't try to speed along. So with the releases coming,
Oh my God, that is the most annoying thing ever.
Did you just get me demonetized?
No, I didn't say it loud enough.
Let me get this piece based, and we'll look up and see what you people think. Xenos stuff. Well, I mean, we're going to see all the new. I know they're finally going to release the stuff they've already teased. All the new Mechanicum stuff that they've been teasing. But for Xenos, I mean, they've already shown the cartoon.
No,
so what do you mean Xenos stuff? I mean, what you're gonna have to wait. It's gonna have to wait. What do we mean by Xenos stuff? What are we looking for? I mean, I would love to see. I mean, with the new book that's coming, I'd love to see some new Death Guard, but I know I'm not gonna get any. I'd love to see a new faction. Which means I'd like to see some Sisters of Silence stuff, because that would be really cool to see them get some new stuff. But what do I want though? Because they've already ruined the stuff I wanted. Lame. Oh, I'll tell her. I'll be honest, you know what I'd really like to see them do? I'd like to see this Necron stuff. I hope they just, since it's been leaked already. I'd love to see the Pariah, and there's some other stuff that's been leaked. I'd love to just have them just say, okay, fine, and show off all the new Necron stuff. That's been leaked already. Let's get to see it officially. Let's get to see with the stuff in close. Let's see the rest of the Space Marine stuff that they've been hinting at it. And we've all seen the horrible thumbnail spoilers of the last like 3 months now. Give me that new stuff. I honestly, like I said, I want to see them just start ripping out all kinds of new models. I'm all about it. I'd love to see them rip out some new models, get some new good models. And I'd like to see something more for Age of Sigmar, because we really haven't seen much in all this Age of Sigmar. Just more and more of the Elfy, and it's like, look how many different forces Order and Chaos have, and Death God. You know, some new Orc stuff. Let's get some new non-Order. There's so much stuff for Order right now. It's crazy that they've got like almost a monopoly on all this new stuff. Chat is quiet tonight. I mean, yeah, I'm the first to admit I'm always about new models. So, and especially when it's an army that I'm working on. I'm easily excited and I'm easily disappointed. So, which is why that orc box just kind of got me mad. I don't even realize how salty I'm about it until I start thinking about it, because I had so many really cool ideas for what they're going to put in that box, and they didn't literally use any of my ideas. And I'm the smartest guy I know. I keep telling myself that, at least. So we got nothing out of that. They did have the last Pride. They've been talking about the Silent King. So I'm hoping, again, you go back to the rumor mill, that when they do the new edition, or the new, I don't know what you call it, 8.5, it's really not like a 9th edition. It's more like an 8.5, where it's just a roll up of the rules. But the rumor is all that it's going to be Necrons versus Space Marines. Mm-hmm. So the box set will actually be full of Necrons. And yeah, and that was well, is it 23? Really? 5, 15, 16. Yeah, 23 minis. 23 minis for $170.
Damn.
Yeah. More you kind of put it in perspective that way. I hadn't even thought of it. I mean, I don't need the army I'm building. It doesn't need Mega Knobs. I don't really need another set of knobs. I've got 2 squads of knobs. I really don't even know that I'm going to use any more knobs in the army. I mean, you always need more models when you're starting an army, but you don't want to just get in bed with just one set of figures. And knobs are kind of easy to get overloaded on. So I didn't want to get that many knobs, and the fact that they're putting knobs in there, I don't know. I would have liked to see them if they're going to put new orcs in, or even put old orcs in there, instead of knobs and mega knobs, why not put a group of mega knobs and then at least a pack of boys, or maybe a pack of boys and a pack of ludas? That would make more sense to me. But I mean, it should have had a pack of boys in there. They really should have had a pack of boys in there. And I'm with Mythos. I've gotten more and more with it. The infiltrators it just doesn't make any sense for those damn infiltrators. I'm never going to get away from being salty about that box. I'll be over it when I have a new Ragnar, when I have the Ragnar figure by itself. I'll be over it when I have him by himself. And the problem is I'm not gonna be getting Gazkul. I'm not gonna be getting Gazkul. He's a great looking figure. He's a really great looking figure. But I'm running death skulls and potentially bad moons.
Jupiter's out back here, dude.
You know, just bad moons and death skulls. Now, I mean, if you're putting Goths, if you're already looking to run a Goth army, then more power to you. Then Gazkul's your guy for you. But I got no use for him, and he's not that amazing. He's certainly, that might be what I do. I've talked about it with the Lady Dragon. I'll probably get Gaz like either later this year or next year, but I'm going to get him specifically for like a painting competition type piece. Because as a painting piece, he is amazing. He is so dynamic, and it's such a great pose. He's a really great looking figure, and you can really put some nice detail into him that if you want to do a competition piece, he is definitely a really great piece to start with as a baseline. But
it's a good piece to start as a competition baseline.
That's cool. Am I right? Yeah.
It's over.
It's over.
Well, no, I had to stop.
Yeah, because you're talking too much.
Jackson was dragging Gavin through my sister's house on the hardwood floor using a bat.
Well, here's the thing. They commented because they could hear you.
Oh. Hi, everybody. Half my face is swollen. And my family is insane.
Yeah, but you're ringing that about it.
And as soon as you're off in 10 minutes, boy, do I have stories for you.
What's going on? Ooh. I didn't say a word. They did. Well, yeah, it was Commodore. Let's be honest, it was Commodore.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Sorry.
Pointing everywhere.
Yeah. So I think, like I said, the new normal is going to be tough. Because even when this all normalizes out, I mean, we gotta.
I already accidentally.
It's a hobby. It's a hobby we do by ourselves that we do with other people. So I'm gonna tell you right now. Other than running out of paint, there is no excuse for anybody that I know to not have their army done by the time this quarantine is over.
If I have it done, you better have it done.
No excuse. If you have figures, by the time this quarantine is done, they better shoot in the face. In the face!
Why the face? Why not? Why not throat? Then they can't make excuses if you punch them in the throat.
I like the face. You know why? Because it offends me.
But
I forget. There's a German word for it.
And usually the throat is closer to me.
No, there's a German word for somebody having a punchable face. This person has a punchable face. There's a German term for it. It's like geschwachen mich. I don't know. German just sounds like just made up silliness. It's like
sometimes. Considering, like,
I mean,
my name is Ich heißt du.
Like I said, they're a made-up language. They're a made-up silly language. That's what they are. And I'm right now. I'm probably expecting my brother any moment to go, "What are you trying to say?" Because at least at one point I knew Al was, if not fluent, was very, very knowledgeable of in German. That is a piece of sprue. I painted a piece of sprue in there, and it wasn't until I dry brushed it that I realized that that's actually in the middle of that window. That's a piece of sprue.
That's sprue? I thought it was just a caged off piece.
So did I. Look.
Oh, no, it's sprue. No one.
I might just leave it in there.
It looks cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It looks like a decoration piece.
Yeah. All right. So, final thoughts.
When Sprue accidentally makes something look cooler.
Paint is hard. Painting is fun, but painting is hard when you're low on paint. So, there you go. Backpfeifengesicht. Having a punchable face. Backpfeifengesicht.
That just sounds like gibberish.
It's such a great.
That's someone who learned German for 3 years.
But
it still sounds like
but
gibberish.
it's seriously, it's a German word. It literally means to have a punchable face.
I know. But
it basically means you need to get punched in the face. Oh,
that feels like something that
you know what I want to do?
Say.
The funny thing is, I saw somebody. Apparently, it's really popular in England to do your orcs dressed up like World War II German armies.
Why?
I don't know, but apparently it's really popular.
Why is that popular? It just makes
because the understand that the orcs are seen as silly.
They call it German silly.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially World War II Germans.
Yeah, true, but
have you ever seen Hogan's Heroes? It's an entire TV show making fun of the Germans in World War II.
No,
it's hilarious. Yes, German orcs. It's a thing, and I don't know why it's a thing, but it's a thing.
Why demonetize for? I accidentally clamped down it on it. It just looks like a battle wound, though.
Come on. Yeah. Und, yeah. German orcs. Und
No.
I actually saw Cromlech does an entire set of orc uniforms where they've got the German greatcoats and the Africa Corps hats, the 44 Africa Corps hats. I'm like, what? That's hilarious. So, I'd be afraid to paint, though. Can you imagine painting an entire orcish army, but doing it up in... Oh, don't even get me started. Bolt action. Oh, my gosh. Because I have all this extra time at my desk, because I basically have an hour of travel time every day. It's gone that I have to do with. I've been watching a lot more YouTube, watching a lot more paint schemes, a lot more modeling schemes. I mean, this paint scheme I did on him.
He's also been watching a lot of crime videos.
I don't watch those anyhow. That's actually my normal stuff. I learned some of these. You can't really see it here. I'll get some pictures when he's based. But I'm using some standard modeling weathering techniques that I learned to do some chipping techniques on him to really make him look weathered and beat up. And there's a lot of tonal shift. And I've been looking at bolt action. Huh. I've been thinking about bolt action, but I've actually been looking more at Flames of War, which is smaller scale than 40K, but it's all tanks. I mean, you can get infantry, but the infantry, they're like squads of infantry on like a 40mm base. But it's tanks. And Al knows how much I love tanks. I love vehicles. I mean, I love vehicles on a whole.
No,
and Warlord makes some beautiful things. Warlord makes some beautiful things. And yeah, so I mean, bolt action looks like a lot of fun. I was looking at Stugs. I was looking at a bolt action. They recently went from a resin kit. Since we're talking about models real quick here, if you're not familiar with Herbert Erpaderp, it's Herbert Erpaderp. He runs a modeling channel where he does some Warhammer 40K, but he deals with a lot of just regular modeling. But he also did a huge series on bolt action. And I was just recently, and I'll just mention just recently, I watched like 2 days ago, he did a video a bit back on the Stug Warlord metal and resin kit, and then they released a plastic kit for bolt action, all of the Stug. And yeah. I mean, I'm not looking to do Germans, honestly. If I was to get bolt action, I don't know. I'd really be I don't know. Part of me really would want to do the Americans, but again, part of me is also like, I don't know. I mean, just maybe I would do Germans. I'd like to do the Russians. I'm terrible about it. There's only so many factions. I could probably do them all. But one of the reasons I want to do one of the reasons I actually really kind of want to do bolt action is not just for bolt action, but for Conflict 47. So it is. It is a little different than GW. It is. But then, as I said, if you get into their conflicts, it's some cool stuff. So this is the other, but again, in either case, you can't get models from anybody right now because nobody is shipping anything unless you get it on eBay. So yeah, Conflict 47. It is some pretty cool stuff. You used a turret for your kit build and for your scratch build Did you use a Conflict 47 turret, or was it a Dust? Was it a Dust turret? I don't remember. I know Dust is also in the similar scale as well. So, and a similar game as well. So, it was Dust. Okay, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure it was Conflict 47 or Dust because cool stuff. So, it is 9 o'clock, my friends, my lovelies, my wonderful fans and friendly family, friends and family, my peeps. So I'm gonna give you my final thoughts for the night. Always keep a stash of paint on hand. Always keep a good stash of paint on hand. Oh my God. And always have a backlog. Having a backlog is not a bad thing. Do not feel shame over having a model backlog, because when things like this happen, you have stuff to keep you busy. And that's what this hobby is about. Having fun, keeping busy, keeping out of trouble. So, as always, my friends, hit that like button, share, subscribe. Catch me on Instagram. I'll have some pics up later this week of my new Def Dredd and my, I just put brand new up a Tau. Al, yeah, you know, I'm going to take you up on that. I got to find a way to get out there to you, but I can't because I don't want to get you sick and I don't want to take a chance of me bringing you some illness. We got to figure this out, man, because I'm going to come raid your closet for anything 1/48 scale. 1/48 scale. I'm coming for it. Have a wonderful evening. Hit that like, share, subscribe. We will see you later this week.
You are just bad at timing.
I got a bunch of presents for you too.
Worst timing.
Worst timing ever, Zane.
You're just bad timing.
Heinrich, you are awesome. You're all awesome. I love you all. Thank you. And good evening. Good hobbying. And game on, my friends. Game on.